This case starts off with a PTA meeting at Broadway Middle School about whether the current Chocolate Bar Fundraiser, in which the school has been involved in for years, should continue or not. There are some parents within this group that disagree with the idea because they do not have enough money for their kids to participate in this event. They do not want their kids to feel alienated by others. This discussion between each of these parents and the principal mainly focuses on finding another event that satisfies the needs of all income level families participating in this event. The case ends off with Miss Plumlee, one of the middle upper income level PTA members, who is against the idea of finding another fundraiser event for student activities. She finds that due to the Chocolate Bar Fundraiser being a success in the past, things should just stick to the way they've been, but honestly, only the middle upper income families have enjoyed this, and the lower income level families are starting to show their concern. We're going to pick up where Miss Terry, the principal, starts showing her concerns about this situation.
Miss Plumlee, we need to not rush to conclusions about this fundraiser. We need to find ways to make this fundraiser equal for everyone to participate in and not discriminate in any way. So we're going to spend more time discussing this problem.
Yes, ma'am.
Great. Miss Alexander, Mr. Cuertas, did you guys have any specific types of fundraisers in mind that you would like us to look into possibly replacing the Chocolate Bar Factory or fundraiser, excuse me?
So, as you all know, I initially joined the PTA because I was worried about how the school's budget will affect low-income students like my son. With this in mind, I just have to say that this chocolate bar fundraiser does not sit well with me anymore, financially speaking. I really believe that it's isolating and embarrassing to the children that can't afford these candy bars.
I completely understand, and I assure you that we will find a fundraiser that fits everyone equally. Mr. Cuertas, did you have any suggestions or other concerns?
I have to say that I agree with Miss Alexander's concerns. Like last year, my daughter was just absolutely devastated because she couldn't sell enough candy bars as much of her friends or some of her other friends in her other classes. And I just feel like that there should be a better way to raise money for our school without expecting middle school children to sell stuff.
Exactly, Mr. Curtis. It's time to start talking about the bigger issues that affect our school.
Okay, so are you both saying that we should just do away with the fundraiser in general because a couple of kids might feel bad? Our school needs this money, and the candy bar fundraiser has been so successful in the past. Why get rid of it?
I also agree with Miss Plumley. We just can't ignore the fact that this fundraiser has been a success in the past and find something new. Kids just have to sell their hearts out with these candy bars. My son did it. In fact, he was the second in the school in terms of most candy bars sold last year. All it takes is a little bit of hard work.
First off, for Miss Alexander and Mr. Cuertas, I completely see where you both are coming from, and I promise to make something work, but I do need an idea for replacing the chocolate bar fundraiser. Suggestions? For Miss Plumlee and Mr. Winterstein, I understand that this idea, it might seem a bit unfair, but you have to consider everyone's opinion and concerns and not blow them off. We're here to work as a team, so let's do that.
I just feel like if some of these families were so worried about the fundraiser, they'd actually show up to these meetings to help make the decisions.
Well, a lot of the families you're talking about simply can't afford to come to these PTA meetings, Miss Plumley. I myself can barely squeeze in the time for them. Now, Miss Terry, I've actually given this a lot of thought to what could be a great fundraiser idea. So how about this? We hold a car wash. Maybe we can set out buckets for donations?
That's exactly what I was thinking. It is a relatively easy thing to do, and it's very cost effective. We could potentially just have this at the fire station that's right down the road from the school. So, we can have some extra hands, maybe some firefighters or policemen can help out, access to water with fire hydrants, and then maybe everyone here can help pitch in with some supplies needed to wash the cars.
Very interesting idea. I love it. It's an equal opportunity for all families to participate and be fully engaged with each other. Let's make that happen.
I also think that it's a great idea to support the lower income level families. Now, my main question with all this is how can we get people involved?
Really? A car wash? You really think that will raise Broadway Middle School enough money for student activities and events?
As I mentioned before, this will engage both low-income families and middle to upper-income families, and it's a low-cost event. We'll create and distribute flyers to hand out to the community. We can also put up a huge yard sign in the school to make people aware of this friendly event to help out our students.
I really like this idea, Miss Alexander. I'm glad you mentioned this. Maybe we can reach out to some of the parents who own or have a lot of influence on some of their companies that could potentially donate some supplies or send out the message so we can get as many people as possible to attend.
Well, I know the Johnsons, the Smiths, and a couple other families. They could definitely provide some supplies.
That's great. Keep the ideas flowing.
Oh, and I would also suggest that the school call like every student's home and make the parents aware of this event. Would that be a potential option?
That all sounds so nice and thoughtful, but can we just pause and listen to what I have to say about this? You all know that I think it's a pointless conversation to have and that we should just stick to the regular plan. Just because some kids can't sell as many candy bars as others, it doesn't mean that we just completely stop and find a new plan to raise money for the school. The school needs extra money, and since this type of fundraiser has worked well for us in the past, the middle upper income families can try and raise more money to compensate for the lower income families.
First off, Miss Alexander, I think that would be a great option to get the word out to all families by phone. Good thought. For Miss Plumlee, I'm hearing your concern loud and clear, trust me. But I also need you to think about others rather than your own family and your own self. There are people who are struggling financially, in which we have some with us today. And we need to keep their opinions and say in mind. We can't dismiss or alienate anybody because that's not how we make decisions here at Broadway Middle School. This is an equal opportunity school, so we're going to treat all families with respect and love.
I understand where you're coming from, Miss Terry. I apologize for my attitude and promise to help out in any way I can.
Great. I'm so glad to have everyone on board about this new event. Now we need to divide responsibilities between us all. So who's going to be doing what?
I mean, I can bring the essentials, the soap and the sponges. Got to have those to wash the cars.
I can bring towels and buckets to put the water and soap in.
I can bring garden hoses, squeegees, and water, Gatorade to drink.
I can create some flyers with the help of a few other members on this committee and bring a donation box or bucket for money.
Perfect. And I'll be there for support of Broadway Middle School. And I can also help out if any process slows down. Mr. Winterstein, I did have a question for you. What kind of information will be on the flyers that you'll be creating?
So those signs or flyers are going to be big poster board size with bright colors, handwritten information in nice bold and black ink. The information will include when the event is, where it's going to be, and who's all involved and how much it's going to be to get your car washed. We're going to have multiple poster boards so that people can see them all across the community and read them from a good 20 yards away while driving.
That's all great information, Mr. Winterstein. That'll hopefully capture so many wandering eyes. One suggestion I would have about this car wash, and this goes for all of you, is to make sure that you and the kids are just washing the cars for only about 12 to 15 minutes. If it gets super busy, you might break the car crowd into 2 lanes to make the car wash go faster. We want to make this feel like a fun, enjoyable car wash drive-through event. Also, make sure to keep the buckets full of clean water and soap so you're not putting dirty soap on other cars.
Thank you so much, Ms. Terry, for helping myself and Mr. Cuertas out with this low-cost event. And a big thanks to the rest of the PTA as well. I know it's not ideal for many of you, but I think we can make this event just as successful as the Chocolate Bar Fundraiser.
Yes, thank you again, Miss Terry, Miss Alexander, for the suggestion. I appreciate everything that you two have done.
Well, I appreciate everyone meeting a consensus about this new fundraiser. As Miss Alexander stated, it can be tough giving up something that we've been doing for years and have had so much success. But in the long run, this event, it'll benefit both families in many ways. I'm so excited for this new opportunity, and I can't wait to see how much fun these kiddos have. Thank you all, and have a great day.